Hi there, my name is Victoria, and in this video I will show you how to make an extremely easy sweatpants that are very beginners friendly. I was planning this project already for a long time, and fast rising temperature outside actually made it faster. About textile, I was using a very thick jersey textile with a fleece, with one fleece side, and it is extremely soft, extremely warm, and extremely comfortable. I totally need to make few of them because I just refuse to take them out. They are so comfortable. About patterns, I had already 2 ready patterns for the sweatpants and I used one of them. Unfortunately, I cannot recommend the website because they do not have an English version. But after this, I started to search for some information how to draw an easy sweatpants pattern. And I found a good source so I can show you how to build your own pattern just in 10 minutes. So I hope it will be helpful, and let's go.
On this stage, we need to take only 2 measurements. The first one is a hip girth. Measure the widest part of the hip and place your measuring tape horizontally. The next one is the side length. Measure vertically along the side from the waist to the desired garment length. In my case, to the ankle. Probably ask someone to help you with this one. At first, we need to calculate the coefficient. This is a number that will help us to build the drawing. The coefficient is equal to the hip girth divided by 20. This is for a slimmer fit when you have a stretchier fabric. But if you want to have more relaxed fit, you should add a few centimeters extra. In my case, it is 6 centimeters, but it is very optional. You can add only 2 centimeters or 8 centimeters. It is up to you. Let's start. We draw a horizontal line, and this is the waistline. From the waistline, we draw the length of our sweatpants vertically downwards. This is our side length measurement. And we draw the bottom line. Then from the waistline, we draw 5 coefficients. This is the seat line. Then we divide this distance in half. We get the hip line. From the hip line, we draw vertically down 1 coefficient. This is the line of the buttocks. Then from the side seam to the right and to the left, on the waistline, we take 5 coefficients. We draw a vertical down. It is the middle of the front and of the back. From the middle of the front, on the line of the seat to the left, we draw 1 coefficient. From the middle of the back to the right, we draw 2 coefficients. Smoothly connect the resulting points with the intersection point of a middle and buttocks. Then on the seat line, we divide the width of the pant leg in half. And we draw a vertical line. This line is the middle of the front and back halves of the pants. The distance from the seat line to the bottom line is divided by 2. We get the knee line. On the bottom line, set aside the desired width of the pants. The front half is 2 centimeters less than the back half. The full width of my front pants is 16 centimeters, it is around 6.5 inches, and the full width of my back pants is 20 centimeters, it is around 8 inches. Along the knee line, I also draw the desired width of the pants. I took 20 centimeters or 8 inches in total for a front pant, and 24 centimeters or 9.5 inches for a back pant. I connected the resulting points on the seat line, knee line, and bottom line. You should slightly bend the segment from the seat line to the knee line. At the waistline on the front half, set aside 1.5 centimeters or half an inch for the fit. At the waistline on the back half, we draw a square with a side that is equal to the coefficient divided by 2. And connect the point on the buttocks line with the upper left corner of the square. This is our middle seam, and now we smoothly draw the waistline. The next step. You need to add to the waistline allowance that is equal to the width of your elastic. If you want to have high waist pants, you need to add few centimeters more. To check how much you need to add, you can take crotch measurement, like this, and to compare this measurement to the crotch length on your pattern. I also added the allowance to the bottom of my pants that is equal to the width of my elastic. After adding some seam allowances to the sides of your pants, your pattern is ready. Okay, so what do we need to make a sweatpants? Obviously a textile. I already cut off my details. Then an elastic band. I had only 3 cm wide elastic band at home, so I will use this and for the top and for the bottom. I will use needles for jersey number 80, as usual pins, scissors and matching threads, and a serger with a sewing machine. I was thinking at the beginning to add some splits for the cording, but I decided that it is not necessary for high-waist pants. But if you want to add some, it is very easy. You just need to make 2 buttonholes, each of them 2 cm from the middle seam. So we start by pinning front detail of the pants to the back detail, right side to the right side. I instantly pin both side seam and the step seam. Then I go to the serger and I overlock my seams. Be careful not to catch the metal pin with the serger knife. Then we go to the iron. If you are a beginner, please do not skip this moment because it has a huge influence on the final look of your garment. At first we iron the seam flat to reduce the thickness, and then we iron our seam allowances to the front of the garment. Please note that if you have a thin jersey fabric, you should iron your seam allowance pressing very slightly to avoid such effect when your seam prints to the front. Turn out one pant leg and put it inside the other pant leg. Pin the crotch and position the seam allowances in the middle into different directions to avoid extra thickness in this place, and then overlock the edge. Ironing is pretty much similar to the previous time, except I iron my seam allowance to one side only to the buttocks line. Now we need to measure how long our elastic bands will be. I wrapped my elastic around my waist without stretching and marked with a pen. This is the length, and I will not add something for the seam allowances. This is because we will stitch over the band a few times and it will stretch a little bit. For the ankle elastic, I measured around the narrowest part of the ankle, added 1 cm for the ease, and added 2 cm for the seam allowance. In total, 24 cm. Now we need to sew 2 ends together. I started with a waistband. I divided my elastic into 4 parts and I divided my waistline into 4 parts. I pinned the elastic to the waistline from the wrong side of the pants. Now we go to the serger. I turned off the knife and I put the maximum length for the stitch. We need to overlock the edge. Stretch the band, but try not to stretch the fabric. Now we switch to the sewing machine. Fold the band and put a straight stitch close to the edge of elastic. I'm using my overlock stitch as a guide. Then I put another straight stitch from the right side of my sweatpants. It's just for beauty and you can make few stitches if you want. I just do not have so wide elastic. Now we're doing the same thing on the bottom of our pants. Well, there is one thing I was not considering before attaching my elastic band to my pant leg. The thing is that my elastic is pretty dense and also wide, and I had to use my force to stretch the edge while working with serger and sewing machine. In some moments when I was stretching the elastic, it was really uncomfortable. So I would recommend you to use not so wide elastic for the bottom to avoid basically pain in your fingers. And that's all, your pants are ready. In the next video I will show you how I made my hoodie. So if you like the video, let me know, and I see you the next time. Bye bye!